Hello, what's up, guys? Let's see. Uh, yeah, good to go. Yes. Okay. Now, so of course, there will be else wanted created the stream to get our hands on solidity, which is basically a language that helps to create smart contracts. So, without getting inside it, let's first see what all are. So, yeah, we have open for us. Now let's see that what I was actually proud with this stream, and this stream is also about the channel. Means this stream will be containing very much of information like about this channel. Then there will like what is solidity, basic stuff about things, then blockchain. So yeah, these three are related to each other, and to know this, we should this, and to get this, we need to dig into blockchain. So yeah, it's basically the main component. So let's first talk about the channel. So from 1 month, I have did any video. My bad, but I was sort of busy with these technology to get my hands on and to explore as much as I can, and that's why I was not able to take care of the channel, and I don't want to get it dead. So yeah, from now onwards, this channel is totally focused on blockchain, and everything will be coming up from next week will be based on blockchain only. So I guess you will be getting some new areas to explore with this channel. If right now you were learning web 2, so which was included like basic applications, the normal applications that we all use right now, like YouTube, Instagram, everything comes under Web 2, right? Until and unless it is uh, if there is a Google Map or AI based application, web application, that then that would come into Web 3, sort of Web 3. But the main and whole purpose of Web 3 is security, security your data. So no one can manipulate with your data. The purpose this Web 3 arrived was this. So yeah, I have one video also, was Web 2, Web 3. So to get into the details, you need watch that video. Link will be okay. Uh, you can go to the channel and the session. You get that video. So yeah, first let's start with blockchain, because this is the main thing. If you really want to get into all this stuff, first need to get this. So right now it is gaining very much popularity, not only in the area but also in the finance and trading areas. But there is a disclaimer that I'm a trader, or I am not a financial advisor. So please watch this videos of blockchain just for the development purpose. Don't take anything seriously, or like the financial advices or anything like that. It's just like that. If you are a developer and if you uh, build the apps is like decentralized applications, then you should follow this channel if you want. No worries, it's all up to you. So let's get started. What is blockchain? To learn what is blockchain, let's see that what was Bitcoin, which was launched in 2009 by a person. Let's clear this whole stuff. It will be like more space to get into the new topic. Or let's create one new drawing on. So to understand blockchain, let's first look at that what was the core technology behind Bitcoin, which was basically launched in 2009 by a named person or a group of person, don't know, Satoshi Nakamoto. So what that person did or what that group of person basically launched was a digital currency. Now this digital currency was known as cryptocurrencies because the security of this currencies totally depend upon the cryptography. Now the person are not aware of these terms, don't worry, we will be looking at each of the terms in detail. So, if you are not aware what a Bitcoin is, then Bitcoin is like a digital currency, but that digital currency is not owned by anyone. It is a source and the, the currency which is like okay, anyone can buy and anyone can sell. There is no such organizations that hold that currencies or that tell you that okay, have this much of these coins, or okay, it's not real coin, it's just a piece of code, not also code. We will be looking into it in much later time. Let's first see that what that person created. So, uh, when we talk about blockchain, the most of the people will talk about Bitcoin, but blockchain technology that came and that came first, and then the Satoshi Nakamoto used that technology to create Bitcoin. Now, to have everything in details, just bear with me for seconds, and I guess you will be getting everything. So, what just happened was this that suppose you have a array, you have a data structure. This data structure was an array. Now, this array was not a simple array, it's an array of objects. Okay, now I am taking the internal working of Bitcoin. I'm not telling you that Bitcoin, digging into the blockchain, not just telling you that blockchain is public ledger, it is decentralized system, it means peer-to-peer connections, it means peer-to-peer network basically. These things are common, but how the internal working of a blockchain is done, first let's understand that. And then we will be deriving, you can say, what to say. Then we can go and derive a suitable definition for this technology because it is a lot. It is not just connection of blocks, it is more than that. So suppose there is an array of objects. This array of object will be on will can be considered as blockchain if every object has few characters. Now, what should be those characteristics of that object? So, this one object in the whole array is also known as block, also known as block, and this block basically tells you few things. It has few things which mainly helps to establish a trust in the whole network. So now let's see what this block actually holds. So the major properties, I'm not getting into deep inside the block. It has many things, but yeah, I will be telling you the things that would make your doubts clear about this whole technology. So, what this block basically holds was, let's create a block, get a visualization of stuff that I am trying to tell you. So, suppose this is the block. First thing which it has will be its own hash. Okay. Now this hash will be developed by um algorithm, a cryptography algorithm. So I will be telling you two algorithms. Now for Bitcoin, use the SHA-256, and for Ethereum we use chit-chat. It's like 256. So these were the algorithms which were used to generate this hash. Now this block will be having one hash which will be generated on the basics of each and every information present in this particular block. And to have a connection, or say to have yeah, to maintain the list or to maintain the connection with your previous blocks, it also contains the parent hash. So this parent hash is basically the hash that will the main hash of the previous block. So suppose we one more block, and so the hash of this block will be written in the of parent hash for this. Now after getting fields, the most important feature is one is timestamp, because timestamp will help you to get that at which time this block was created. And then we have data field, or you can also tell this as transaction field. Then we have over here, one is nonce and the other one is difficult. Now these two things are very important to maintain the security of this blockchain, maintain the whole system. The most important thing is these two. Now why I'm telling you that it's the most important thing, and why things, how these two things will maintain the security of our whole system. Let's see that now. So let's do another drawing, and here let's move to the stuff. uh, why these two things? One was nonce, which is just a random number. Now we can't say it a random number, but for now let's consider it a random number only. And the second one is the difficulty of that block. So block not only contains those things, it also contains the block number, then it contains the block size or something like that. So yeah, there are many fields inside that block. But to understand blockchain, I guess these things will be enough for now. So now to generate a hash, what actually happens is that we have the difficulty, have the ones or the number that is a random number for now for us. We have the parent hash, we have the data field or transaction field, and we have the uh, timestamp and parent hash. Yeah. So everything was there to generate the hash of that block. Now, these hash are so accurate, you can say, that if a single thing, single means a small a is converted to a larger a, or a is converted to b, then the hash which you or which the rating will completely change. You can even say that only one letter was changed in that particular thing. So now let's see that why I told you that number and difficulty, number which is considered as nuns, and difficulty are the main thing. So what happened is that every block has a block time. Every block has a block time, right? Means we have already heard these things that Bitcoin takes 10 minutes to mine a block, right? This phase is very common that Bitcoin takes 10 minutes to mine a block. Now, things will be very heavy to you if you have never come across this technology, but if you are aware, you must be getting that what I am pointing to. So, Bitcoin is a currency. We all understood it was a cryptographic currency, and we have in this statement we break this statement two things. One is 10 minutes, and the other thing is minor block. Now, minor block means that adding a block in your blockchain, adding a block in the blockchain, right? So, this is also clear, and this is also so. Bitcoin is a currency, and it takes 10 minutes to mine a block. That particular means that Bitcoin, a blockchain currency, it is like a cryptographic currency which takes 10 minutes to confirm a block, to add a block in its blockchain, because we have seen that Bitcoin is built on top of blockchain technology. So let's write blockchain BT. It's a very heavy word. So let's symbolize BT as blockchain technology. So we saw that Bitcoin takes 10 minutes to mine a block. That means Bitcoin takes 10 minutes to add a new block in their blockchain. Now, what I am trying to get you here is that this 10-minute particularly means that first let's see that how Bitcoin was built upon blockchain. So suppose you are a person, you are a person, and you okay. How many you know Chansani and have watched his video of Bitcoin? So from that you might have this idea that blockchain means Bitcoin is basically a very expensive currency. Okay, because of a few bitcoins, a person can really, really become a very rich. So yeah, nowadays these words are very common. So I guess you are well known of this Bitcoin. So why this Bitcoin was considered so secure, and how it was fascinating for a person to invest in. So let's see that how Bitcoin is built. The internal working of Bitcoin whole scenario. Let's say that Bitcoin, then don't consider it Bitcoin, just consider blockchain technology, right? So, what this blockchain provides us, if we go deep inside the blockchain, you will understand it's nothing. It's just a linked list type of thing, because yeah, every block is connected to each other, and each block has some data in. Now, to maintain the security, it has more than one data, but let's consider that it has a piece of data in it, and each data is connected with data using a hash, right? Because we have seen that the parent is is found in the new blocks, means new block is the parent hash. Now, if I go deep into the this blockchain sort of thing, so I can tell you that there would be one block which was uh, created by Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi Nakamoto created one block which was the Genesis block. Now, this Genesis block means we refer this block as a Genesis block, and this Genesis block basically tells you the prototype, that what should be the prototype of the new blocks which are gonna add in this entire blockchain, right? So many of you might be having this question, that if every block will be having the parent hash, then what will be the parent hash of the first block? So first block will be having like a dummy parent hash. He might be given a dummy parent hash to that particular block. Maybe it could be parent hash only. So what might, like he created a Genesis block. This Genesis block holds the prototype for every block from now onwards, which will be adding to that blockchain. So he actually had a something like a class. He gave a structure of the class. Each block has to follow things like the same Genesis block if they want to be a part of the blockchain. Now, we have understood that okay, first block was the Genesis block. Then how we can say that which block should be added and which block not be added. So, to get this, these two things plays a important role in it. Now, you might be having a question that how this term difficulty and number could help to verify that this is a valid block or not, or this is a block that I actually want to add in or not, because we don't know Satoshi Nakamoto. No one knows him. So, and if we would be knowing him also, he can't take care of each and every block that is being added to that blockchain. So, from here, we will be discovering two more terms. One is node, and the other one is peer. Now, these two terms are also very, very important in blockchain. Let's move to the new drawing to, to have four terms, clarity of four terms. One is nonce, the other one is difficulty, okay, difficulty. The other one is peer, and the last one is node. So now let's discover all these four terms, and then we will be going to this awesome website which is Crypto Zombies. They really have a good game so that you can learn about things while playing, having fun and learning. That goes simultaneously. So let's see how many people have 2 likes. Great. So let's have entire thing. Now we were gonna have four things to get in details. So peer is also a computer node, and node is also a computer node only. Now, if both of them are computer node, then why the hell we have named them so differently? So to get it, let's see that how blockchain works. Now, now we are gonna see what is peer-to-peer network, peer-to-peer network, and what it how it is connections to blockchain. Because yeah, blockchain takes uh, really took this to a new level. So peer to network means that there will be one node. It will be having connection with another node. Suppose this one computer, and I am not gonna refer to as node. Otherwise, you can have a problem with this. So let's say that it's a computer. Yeah, so one computer gets connected to another computer. This computer. Now this computer will have a connector. Now this will have a connector. Other. Now this can have with this, and this can also have with this. All like this. Means each and every computer we connect each other. It would be like that. It would have a connection with few computers. Don't have any connections with other computers. Okay. So suppose this was something this was something that few computers are connected to one or the another computer whole chain. Let's call this as a network or a chain. You can refer it to anything. Now, what here happened is that what basically happened in blockchain is that there will be a record or a ledger. Now, let's have one more term, ledger. Now, this ledger particularly means this ledger will particularly will be having that array, that array or linked list, whatever you, which were having the objects or blocks, because these arrays can be referred as blockchain, and these blocks are the thing or the object that contains data. So what this would be that this ledger will be okay. Satoshi Nakamoto generated a Genesis block. So now this blockchain has just one block, which was Genesis block. Let's rub all other. Okay, we are basically the internal working of blockchain, Bitcoin basically. So yeah, I should name the name as internal working of Bitcoin, but no issues. Suppose this was the first block that Satoshi Nakamoto created, which was Genesis block, and this whole blockchain was inside this ledger, or means this is also known as ledger. Now this ledger will be with each and every computer, with each and suppose every computer will be having the copy of this ledger, right? So he might be uploaded this whole ledger on a website from where you can have your own copy of this ledger, right? So now this node is this peer. Let's consider this now as a peer. This peer will be having the copy of this. This peer will be having the copy of this ledger. This peer will be also having, and each and everyone will be having the copy of this ledger. That's why we have said in the few minutes earlier that blockchain public ledger, because the ledger is publicly available with each and every one. Now you might be saying that if each and everyone has their own copy of blockchain, then each and everyone can manipulate it according to itself. But here, the security of this whole damn thing comes, and it is maintained by cryptography. Now the real thing begins. So what happened is that this Genesis block will generate a hash, and this hash will be generated by each and every data, which means it's like that there is a function called short to fix, helps you to encrypt your data, right? And this data will be done by using the each and every field of this object will be passed through the SHA-256, and then this SHA-256 will give you a unique uh, set of numbers and alphabets, which is means 256 bits. So it will be a 2 bits, and we will be seeing in blockchain the hex version. So basically this particular thing will be having one unique, some sort of combination of numbers and alphabets from A to F, and that is only your hash. Hash is nothing, it's just a string which contains numbers and integers. But the most important thing over here is that whenever you will be passing the same set of data, you will be getting the same set of hash. Like if I will be passing demo, a word, into the short 256 function, then if I will be passing this word today, I will be receiving the same hash. If I will be passing this word after 200 years also, then also I will be having the same number. Yeah, the number won't change if I'm passing the string or the particular thing in the function, in the same function. So if I will be passing was instead of demo, if I pass um, demo bar, then this will generate a completely different hash. You can't even uh, see the demo bar hash and demo hash and say, okay, demo bar hash will be having demo in it, because it will generate a completely different thing in front of you. And I've also read it that takes 1000 or something light years to crack the exact hash of particular means from hash to crack the word means if you are given a hash you won't be able to say that what was the original word behind that hash. So now we have seen that okay, we pass each and every fields which was present means we combined the whole fields that was present in the block, and then we pass that whole object to SHA-256, which gave us a unique hash, and it is so unique that yeah, it's like the fingerprint of a human being. So yeah, okay, got yeah. So now we saw that okay, I got the hash, I got the unique sort of thing. Now what? Yeah, means this might be the question in here. So that hash which was generated was the parent hash for the another block. Now what happens is that there will be few nodes which will be having wallet, and this wallet is capable of transferring coins that is present in particular wallet to another node which have the wallet and which can receive the coin. So suppose this the and let's move to the next drawing. So what happens? Suppose there was a node A which transfers 50 coins to node B. Okay. Now this particular transfer of money will be known as transaction. Transaction. And this transaction will be will be like will be just dump into a pool which will be termed which we will be termed as transaction pool. Okay, so we have seen that okay there were few peers who were this it's now there were three peers who was were holding the ledger, the copy of uh, ledger. So each one were having their own copy of ledger, right? And he also has his own ledger. So when some node A transfer 50 bitcoins, term as bitcoins only, transfer to node B. So this whole transfer of money will be recorded in pool. Now this transaction pool, now this peer, any or all the three peers will be taking the transactions from this pool and will try to find a chance, a random number so that they can generate a hash which satisfy the difficulty of that block. Now we looking into these two terms in details. So nonce is just a number which gets generated, and difficulty means for Bitcoin it means leading zeros. That means that the hash should have how many leading zeros. Okay, but it actually doesn't mean like that. But for now, let's make it easy to understand and let's refer to as the difficulty means leading numbers. That particularly means if the difficulty of the previous block is 3, then okay, if the difficulty of your block is 4 or 3, want to consider it as, then the hash of that block should be generated with the in front of it. Okay, now this whole scenario works in bitwise operator, and so difficulty will be also more than 3. It will be in 30,000 or something that, and that much zeros must be in front of hash. And yeah, one more thing, that the length of the hash should, for I guess, 64, and this 64 will be the length of that hash, the string, which be 64, and this will be converted to uh, what we have, binary numbers, and then those binary numbers must have that much leading zero, which the difficulty of that block shows. So suppose that okay, difficulty gets to 3, and so the leading zeros are 3. Now we need to generate a number so that when every object is passed to that hash with that number plus with that number should generate a hash which should satisfy this difficulty, or else we need to change the numbers. So for today, let's wrap up over here. We're having next uh, week, and we just completing more in detail of thing the blockchain will be coming into the second part. So thank you for joining me, and thank you for